apart right now. It's a total disaster. Look it up on the news. But we are back. Dustin, sorry. We were talking about the dust, me starting in the back, totally miserable all day long, past 150 cars. But I want to know, give me the Dustin Jones story, Vegas to Reno.
Well, at one point I was first on corrected time at Vegas to Reno, okay? And I was first on corrected time until.
The famous story, man.
Can we just agree that every race report that you've ever read, every single racer was winning on corrected time at one point?
There's people that go on Instagram and go, 27 miles in, my guys were timing. I had everybody by 3 seconds.
Can I tell you the craziest one that I've ever heard? So Parker 250 3 years ago, there was a guy, it was his very first race. He was racing the Pro Turbo class with us. You ran it, Parker, right?
Yep.
And so you run down Shea Road, you turn left, you go down the High Line, and you drop down this gnarly freaking 50-foot drop downhill that you have to snake down, turn right, and start down the wash. So that may be 6 miles into the race, like right out the jump, right? So this dude never raced Parker before. It's not a marked danger, but when you're going down, you see like the earth disappears. So he comes up full tilt, never checks up. We've got the video, sends it off of this cliff, dude, to the bottom. Axles and tires go everywhere. Somebody sent me a link to his racer report, and I'm not knocking him. Like, I've been there before. I yard sailed my car before you get to that. I sailed my car at 3 miles into Parker. So I'm not knocking him. But he told us in the racer report at that 7 mile mark, he was first on corrected time.
It's tough to claim right there.
That's a tough claim to make.
That is a tough claim.
Hey, I can admire that. That clown. That's that claim. That's going for it. So Vegas Reno, I was first on corrected time at one point.
You know what's funny about that? You actually say that is there's a car that looks identical to yours. And it was running. I don't know if you know who it is. I don't even know who it is, to be honest, because I thought it was you. But I was like, the way he's driving, like, it doesn't look like a Dustin Jones to me. But I was like, I think it says S3, or maybe it says Can-Am, or maybe it's just blue and it looks like your car. But he was like driving. I couldn't get around him forever, dust. And then there was a silt hill, and he ended up like turning around. I don't know, to maybe go help somebody. But then I don't even know what happened, but he ended up like turning around, getting a flat tire. I'm just like, dude, Dustin, what are you doing, dude?
Can we agree that this story sounds like King of the Hammers? Because if you thought that was me and maybe I had a flat tire and you just hit the old, hey, Dustin, and freaking kept going. So can you please explain what happened in King of the Hammers whenever we hit Cougar Buttes? And we were both racing side by sides. You qualified and started just a couple of spots behind me.
But I didn't see you. The time when you were stuck down in the hole?
Yes, whenever I dropped the car on its lid in Cougar Buttes. And you and I are teammates, Can-Am team, monster teammates.
I honestly, here's the thing. Until about race mile, well, when I'm winning, it never ends. But until about race mile, I don't know. Out of that, if that race was 150 miles, about race mile 40 or 50 is when I'm like, I'm sucking. Like, all right, you need help? I'll help you. But before that, tunnel vision. I am eye of the tiger, focused, like everybody's my enemy. And like, I think he was probably like, I think that was Dustin Jones. Like, I didn't see him. Did he make eye contact with my eyes? I'm like, I think my shield.
We looked at each other. So just so people understand, like, we go into Cougar Buttes. It's a lot of crevices and like all kind of gnarly rocks, but they're pretty small. I turned early trying to shave some corners, if you know what I'm saying, and dropped it on the lid in a crevice. But I'm right by the track where you have to drive. So I'm physically in third place when I drop it into this crevice. So like basically winning King of the Hammers. You come by in, what were you, 12, 15,
Probably,
17 place maybe?
Easy.
You come by, I'm on the lid, you come by 15 foot from my car. I've got my winch line out. Like, let me hook up. And you look over and you go, you good? Cool. Gone.
Oh man, I hate to say that's not how I am as a person, but God, it sounds terrible when you talk about it. At that time, I was like, no, he didn't expect me to stop. I mean, I might be winning right now.
Imagine if it sounds terrible. Just imagine how it felt standing there with your car upside down.
I know.
Like all I needed was a quick pull, dude.
You know what's funny about that is later on in the race, super funny, like the opposite side of Casey Curry. So I'm driving and I'm looking at what's Wrecking Ball, the waterfall at the top. And I'm looking at it going like, all right, here we are. Okay, Casey, you know what to do. You know your line. You know exactly what you're going to do. Like there's a couple obstacles that I dread and I've focused on super hard the night before. So here I am. All right, Casey, you know what to do. Looking up. Okay, all right, there's no one there. You're all good. Wham, I tip my car on my side. I didn't
This
even.
was your moment.
This
was your moment.
I was 40 feet from the obstacle, and I literally was side hilling and wasn't looking or paying attention. Felt comfortable in the car of the angle, and I must have hit like a rock on the left front, and done. And now I didn't tip over onto flat ground. No. I wedged a rock like between the tire and my cage, and the car was stuck. So so now Casey, all right, let's not get all mad and pull a typical Casey Curry move. The guys come down to help, can't get it over, so some guy at UTV pulls up. Oh, hey, let me help you. No problem. Oh, my God, thank you so much. Pulls me back on my wheels. Hey, don't worry, you go by. We got to get ready anyways. He goes by on Wrecking Ball, flips over backwards. Now it's like, old Casey, no problem. It's my chance. Get out of my way. I'm going to just go ahead and go right up. Nope, here hey, let me get my guy out. We're going to winch you back over.
Yeah.
But I said, I'm going to winch you over, but I got to go first because now I got the line. You don't.
Yeah, but let me get ahead of you. Let me get in front of you, but then I'll help you, and then I'll go.
I did help him, though. I went out of my way.
So something that you said a minute ago, like the night before the race, I always wonder about this because it's so – like I'm like you that I take this stuff personal.
Yep.
And, like, I go out every race to win. Like, it's fun to me. I love racing, but I go out there to win. And so the night before your race, do you – count corners? Do you run the pre-run back through your mind? Do you drink a little and like chill out? Like what is the night before, say like the Baja 1000, King of the Hammers, like all of that? What is that for you?
So for me, basically, I'm all about strategy. If this, then this. If this, then this. If this, then this. So my whole thing, I live by that, where I analyze how if it's pits involved, how are we going to pit, where are we going to pit, how are we going to make it so, where can we make up time and not make up time. And then for me, like King of the Hammers, so I pre-run the whole course, whatever, a couple times. And my thing is I go, okay, if I'm going to bobble, where am I going to bobble? If there's a problem, where is there going to be a problem? How bad is it going to be if I risk it versus how slow is it going to be if I, take the normal line, right? Like this year, Chocolate Thunder was a disaster. And, like for me, I study where there's obstacles and not obstacles and basically try to attack it in a way that like when I get to any crazy hard obstacle, like I got 5 lines chosen in my head of where I'm going to go. And I already know when I'm going to put the lockers on, when I'm going to put it in 4 low. And then if things don't work out, I've already played it out in my head of how I want, how I can feel this out.
Man, I honestly, dude, like, because you and I don't get to talk racing much because both of us race professional. Like away from that, we just have fun.
Yeah, absolutely.
But like, I wish I would have learned something from you like this. I mean, learned something like this from you 10 years ago. And people that listen to you, like, they don't realize how accomplished you are at racing, like what all you've done, how strategic and like an intelligent racer you are, and what your racer IQ is. And I say that because it's the same thing that I've learned over time, and I tell people is I don't race my races for the best conditions. You know what I mean?
Yep.
And I plan my races, and it sounds like you do similarly. I plan my races for the worst conditions. And so a good example of this is when we race short course or we race our endurance races, or even when we race King of the Hammers, it's a little tougher at King of the Hammers because the courses are so long. But I race and I pre-run and I practice as if I'm running behind somebody in the worst dust imaginable. So rates or significant jumps, significant drop-offs, like I'll count rocks or I'll count power lines or I'll count trees whenever we're racing here. So people are like, bro, at the Mint 400, I started dead last out of, I think, 52 cars, and I came back up to physical 3rd spot. And after that race, I can't tell you how many people were like, bro, I do not understand. You tore past me in the dust. how can you drive that away? And it's because I tell people, like, I race for the worst conditions. I plan for the worst conditions. I don't ever plan for a clean race. The clean race is the easy race.
Yeah,
like I tell everybody is fast in a straight line. It's the people that can win in the corners that win races. It's the same thing for racing. Everybody's fast whenever they had clean air. It's winning races whenever it's the worst conditions. King of the Hammers, somebody's choked up at Chocolate Thunder, bro, and you got to know what the other line is.
Yeah, yes, that's absolutely. That's one thing that the Hammers, like, I'm pretty lucky. My uncle's super into rock crawling. He's got a rock buggy, so he'll go out there even without me and burn in and have, the lines like on Hell's Revenge Sorry, some Moab talk. On what is it? Wrecking Ball, like that sideline. That's my uncle. That's his line. He made that. He was the first one to do it. No one ever had done it. He made that, burned it in, and now that is now without the waterfall. That's his line. But his whole, so that's his baby right there. Even on Spooners Are Out of Limits, the huge shortcut. Yeah, we burned that in the year before. We burned that in 2 days before the race.
And I will say I learned that from you just spending a little bit of time around you at King of the Hammers 2 years ago. Is the biggest thing that I took from our conversations was plan on what is your alternate line. They're going to be blocked up. Races if you're coming from the back and you know where you're going to go. And so this year I was able to pre-run King of the Hammers. And we took 2 cars to pre-run. Somebody with me on radios, and then I was running my car. And I would send them down the easy lines. Like, okay, you take that line. I'm going to hit these other alternative lines, and let's see, A, are they just as fast? If I'm following somebody, can I get around them? Or B, can I physically get through these lines? Because I know I can run the easy lines. Like, you see what the lines are.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
You're running the lines that you're not sure if you're going to have to take them in. And like, that's a big thing that I've learned from you that I try to tell a lot of racers, like, dude, race for the worst conditions. Practice for the worst conditions, not the easy race, man.
Yeah. No, what's funny about the dust thing is, I do it the opposite of you, but I have a strategy around it. When I'm in dust, I'll drive as fast as I can for 3 seconds blind, because I figure in 3 seconds I can't get that far off. So what I'll do you're counting. I will drive in the blind as fast as I can for 3 seconds, and then I'll slow down and get my bearings as far as like looking down to find rocks on the side to see if it's bladed, if it's a rut, and then I'll study the sides, and then I'll do 3 seconds until I can see a light. Once I see the light, then as soon as I see it, I'll drive as fast as I can until basically I never hit anybody on purpose. I drive up until I see their lights, and then I can run them down. Then I run them down. But I do 3 seconds intervals. Like I sprint, can't see them, back off. Sprint, back off. Sprint, back off. Sprint, tail lights, boom. Then I'm on them. Then I'm there. But a little bit of different. But I have a theory that based on my madness about pushing as fast as I can for about 3 seconds. Which is a long time as far as blind as a bat, but wide open. Because all you're doing is, as soon as you can see the light, you know exactly where you need to be. Well, close enough.
And 3 seconds, you're right, is a long time. People don't realize, because back whenever I was cage fighting, I hear people say, like, bro, 3-minute rounds. I can go a 3-minute round with Mike Tyson. Like, 3 minutes is no time. But when you're running 70, 80, in your case, like, what is your Jeep run, 120 or something like that? Yeah. So 3 seconds at 120 miles, bro, you're covering ground. You know what I mean? You could get in a bad way. And so people are like, bro, 3 seconds, like I could go wide open for 3 seconds. But when you're already running 80 miles an hour in the dust and you're like, all right, I'm going to try to make that next step and get a little closer. 3 seconds is eternity at 100 miles an hour, dude.
That's the only way you're going to. The hard part is like, for me, is like when you don't get the opportunity to push or, go out and pre-run everything is like, dude, it's just hard. You know that you're faster than everybody else if you can do it strategically.
Yeah.
So, but who knows? We make mistakes all the time, so I'm still learning. But that's my wing it. But I will say on strategy, where I learned strategy is racing into car. You got to learn how and when to push and when not to push, because that is where everyone's like, dude, the last 5 days of the rally, I finished 7th place overall, 5 days in a row. Everyone's like, you got to freaking lose this thing. It's like I gained time every day because, right, the guys that were second, third, and fourth were pushing so hard that they were.
That wasn't your race.
Oh yeah, they were falling out. But but mentally, right, you got to learn how you want to win so bad. I want to, if I didn't win the overall, I never won a stage. I had 2 stages.
Really?
Never. I threw away 2 of them were my fault. I got a flat 2.5 miles from the finish. I got a flat tire and lost by 30 seconds and had probably a 4-minute tire change. But and then I basically both were flat tires. Where for myself, like the strategy behind that was like, dude, I was pushing hard all day, made one mistake, and obviously when out there the terrain is so nasty. But when you make and I lost but here's the deal, like keeping cool and collected. I was so disappointed, and it took the people from Monster Energy going like, dude, you're an idiot. Calm down. You finished 7th, but gained 5 minutes on the overall. Like, oh, okay, maybe okay. In your mind though, when you're racing, I threw it away. I lost this whole rally.
And for that to make sense to people, like, say there was a guy that broke early in one of the early stages. Whenever he gets back up and going, he's running as hard as possible because he has to make up time. And so he may beat you on that stage, but when he had a lower overall time on the first stage, even though he beat you on this stage, you're still ahead of him, right?
Yes.
And so your race was not necessarily some of those guys that were beating you on those stages because they had to either make up time or they were taking big enough chances to tear their car up where you can run. And I've seen it happen before. I've seen people not even break into the top 3, not to get a podium in a full season and win a championship.
Oh, absolutely. Dude, yes. It's the same thing, but now do it in 14 days.
14 days. You basically race an entire race series in 14 days, right?
5,600 miles.
12 stages?
No, 14 this year, Kyle. I think it was 14 stages this year.
I think it was 12.
12. Yeah, 12 days.
It's literally a 12-series race, but you just have to race day after day after day.
Yeah.
Each race is one race of the series, and you're aiming for the overall, not raced wins, right?
Yes. So you know what's crazy about it? This is where people say pressure and how things are at Dakar versus, could you imagine at Vegas to Reno, 500-mile race, you're winning by 2 minutes because the way it works there, 45 minutes can be lost by a broken axle, broken trailing arm. Let's say you're winning by 2 minutes on the overall. Now, they're going to give you 30 seconds on the clock, but they're going to do an interview, and they want you to take your helmet on, and they're going to ask you, how does it feel that you're going to win? You have 200 miles to go, but you have 50 miles to go, and they're going to interview you, asking you what you're going to do after you win this race.
Dude.
So the last 3 days, right? Hey, so you're going to win this thing. You have got this in the bag. You only have, for me, it started out, you have 700 miles of racing to go. Are you ready to win this thing? It's like, dude, I can't race. If you came and interviewed me at the Baja 500, I would tell you to go kick rocks. And now the last day was still 150 miles of racing, 300 kilometers. And they're telling, what do you got? You got it in the bag. You're going to win this thing. It's like, could you imagine them stopping you 50 miles from the finish and going like, quick interview, and we'll get you back on the road?
It's too much pressure, dude. Personally, I couldn't take it. Like, I get that's part of it. I couldn't handle that. Because I think I was going to jinx myself saying like, yeah, man, can't wait to just spray that champagne bottle, bro, and just party out like a rock star.
I wouldn't. Yeah, there was some interviews that we had to do, but I basically turned them all away. It's because they were, being an American and no American ever winning, right? It was a story that was happening to the point where they were literally trying to get in your head so bad. But asking, you're going to go to Disneyland after, what are you going to eat afterwards? You're going to win this thing. You got it in the bag.
I couldn't, dude.
I couldn't. Dude, I learned.
Realize the level of pressure that Dakar is. It's a worldwide, it's gradually getting bigger in the States, but I don't think people realize what Dakar is. It's really cool that Cameron Steele did what he did for you, like coming home.
Oh, yeah.
Cameron's a fantastic dude, man. And to throw that, because I don't think people in the States realize what Dakar is. It's bigger than winning like the Indy 500. It's bigger than winning like NASCAR series. Like, to win the Dakar is the odds of doing that, because there's so many opportunities in 12 stages to crash. It's the Baja 1000 for 12 days straight.
You know what? You know what my one of my biggest things was? Like literally, I was like, "Holy crap! What just happened?" I had Lewis Hamilton follows me on Instagram now.
Yeah.
I was like, I am a UTV racer in the
That's
desert.
Big. Right? That's in the big. Dude.
I was like, dude, this guy, freaking best racer in the world, and I'm like, dude, I'm out here in the desert.
You know what's crazy is I remember when you followed me, Casey, and I said, I'm just kidding. Nah, bro, I'm just kidding.
I'm still waiting for you to follow me, actually.
I know. I just follow you back. I forgot about that.
Yeah, I was hoping for one of those shows. So, dude, Trail Hero, like, it's one of these events, right? I'm bringing 3 Jeeps, all on 40s. I'm gonna do so. I wasn't there when you guys went there and totally destroyed. And
that's right. I had your car, didn't I?
Yeah, the one that the belt box was completely shattered from multiple belts blowing.
Well, they told me it was a rental.
Yeah. Oh yeah, no, it was your rental. Let's see, I had a roll cage smashed up on one. I got a belt. Well, no names. He's probably listening. Belt box blown apart. Water everywhere. It's crazy. It's 100 degrees in Sand Hollow, and dude, the cars were full of sand and water, like everything. Are we gonna go out and get ourselves in some trouble this year?
Oh, dude, what? You already know if we're bringing Jeeps and besides Casey, if you think I was mean to yours, wait till you see how I treat my own junk. You think I'm worried about it? Look behind me. They're gonna fix it. Yeah, all I gotta do is bring it back home.
Oh man! So, dude, that water, the trail we did in the water, I did it in my Jeep later.
Oh yeah.
I don't even know how you guys did it in UTVs, but it had to have been a total blast.
Oh, we had yours so bound up at one time. You know when you get in an undercut rock and the front tire's tucked under? So it's trying to push the car back to bro, I had your car so bound up a couple times. But that's a trail. It's one of those 1%er trails is what we talk about, man. Like less than 1% of the population will ever see that trail, and it's freaking incredible.
100%. To me, what's crazy is I went to Sand Hollow for one day, and that's all we did. I went there a day and a half. I hiked one day, which is not even what I know. That's what I said. But it was the afternoon. I got there late. I was tired, and we hiked. But
what do you mean hike?
Yeah, we walked on rocks, and dude, yeah, it was one of those. I'm not even proud of it. It's like something I do with my wife, and yeah, I don't even do that with her. But honestly, like another thing that I'm excited to, and like the reason I want to go with you guys, and when you guys come out is, I didn't play in the sand dunes, didn't even see them at all, and now everyone says there's rocks. Like there's a whole area of like rocks that are, you can do some in UTVs, some in Jeeps, but there's some like full blown buggy trails. Like I don't want to go do those, but I hear they're there. Like I cannot wait.
Speaking of that, like you've done rocks all your life, right?
Yep.
Equally, like I've done mud my entire life. So whenever you came down to Louisiana for that Mardi Gras mud ride, and we went mud riding, it wasn't a big deal for me to be like, hey, bro, watch what I can do. Like, let me hit this hole. I got more enjoyment out of watching like you and Cody and all of you guys, Matt Burrows, hit all these holes and like have that fun. So when you go out to Sand Hollow, because you've been doing it for so long, are you like, bro, I want to find the gnarly trail. I want to find the nastiest climb. Or you're like, I just want to ride, dude. Like, I just want to cruise.
The funny thing about that is I'm actually totally into doing I love putting people that have never done it. I feel that I'm like a very good, I got a good eye for all 4 tires and the skid plate on anything, whether it be a Jeep or a Can-Am. But my thing is getting people put in bad places, but not, but getting them through it, right? Just like you're saying in the mud, like, hey, yeah, that mud hole right there. No, that one's, it's super good. The snorkel for sure is going to stay above water, but you're going to need your seatbelts off like that. You know what I mean? You're going to make it through, but that's where for me in the rocks, like I truly love that same theory, right? Like, dude, that's gnarly looking. There's a lot of, it's aggressive, like having the right tires, having the right suspension, like getting the cars. Like I am a big fan of getting, I don't like to go out and destroy anything. I don't want to, dude, I've been there, done that. Just like you, with I got everything. I don't want to go out there and flip a car over backwards. Like, in Moab this year, I did a deal with Kim Block and we're out there like, He's like, how gnarly do you want to go? I'm like, I'll go as gnarly as I can without the car going over backwards once. Even that is like, man, that's gnarly. But getting into some of those, tubs where you're like, it ain't going to go over once. It's going to go over 2 or 3 times. Like,
you're rolling to the bottom.
And we're going to get this car. Like, we're going to be in here until dinner time. And my whole thing is like, I always want to be back for dinner. Dude, I didn't get this figure. Not eating.
Yeah. No, you worked on that, obviously.
100%. Dude, I got a lot of work into this. A lot of food.
Trail Hero, dude. Last year was our first year to go out there. Sand Hollow.
Yep.
Called the Trail Hero event, right?
Yep.
Dude, that's got to be one of the coolest places because they've got the dunes where we shot video just ripping through big step downs, lookout point out there. It's like a single line with big nasty berms, like you can just tear through the dunes. But then they've got really slow technical rock crawling, and they've got scenic. Bro, that place is. If anybody was going to go to one place to do everything, like in a 4 or 5 day period, Sand Hollow is the place to go. You could take a boat out there because they got the lake and stuff like that.
Oh yeah, I never even saw the lake.
That's where your car ended up getting wet. As we were trying to skim the lake, and that's before we knew it was yours.
At the end of the trip.
When you pull out there and there's a smooth beach that runs up to the water and you can see land on the other side, I'm like, bro, we got to try to skim this. We have to try to make it across there.
I like how another thing that's funny is that you being the professional, my brother who just enjoys it, got pressured into skipping the lake first.
Bro, I'm an expensive person to hang out with. You know what I mean? You're going to buy more toys. You're going to do some outlaw stuff, and you're going to get yourself in a bad position, especially hanging around me. Because I do the same thing. I'm like, for sure. Like, I'm going to do it. Dude, if you're scared, just let me go first. I'll do it for you. And they're like, no, I'll do it first. All right, cool. All right, see you on the side.
Yeah. Oh, God. I'm not like that at all. I'm not. I do not push anybody to do anything dumb. But you know what? That's funny. Okay, another whole thing that you got to do, I'm super kind of jealous of. Dude, now that Pastrana is on Can-Am, dude, dude, he is all about putting people in uncomfortable spots. Like, you brought your Can-Ams out there. I mean, how is it to Pastrana Land in Can-Ams and just having a blast?
First of all, man, like Pastrana Land is one of those places that you dream as like an action driver, sports driver, racer. Like, dude, you dream of going to Pastrana Land because you see all the jumps and all the tricks and stuff they do out there. So for me, dude, it was like truly a dream come true. And I don't really get starstruck very much, but meeting Travis and like knowing who he is and what he's done, dude, he is the biggest name, literally the biggest name in action sports. And to meet him and then go out to his place, go out to Pastrana Land like a closed weekend, dude, it's insane. But you got to understand, like, I'm wild in a side-by-side. Rocks. Freaking Travis is on another level on two wheels, dude. So, like, we're out there on this pit bike track. Super sweet, the baddest pit bike track you've ever ridden on. Bro, he's bombing backflips, like, whipping it out, like, heel clickers, when we're just, like, cruising around the pit bike track. It's 0 to 100 with him on another freaking level, dude. The foam pit, the big jumps, his tracks, the UTV track, 150-foot step-ups for UTVs. He has no in-between, dude. It's built all the time.
Yeah, I see you went full strapped up and did wagon racing too.
Oh, yeah, I tore all the skin off my shoulder. And it's one of those things, like, I show up, like I'm just kind of one of the outsiders or whatever. Travis doesn't make me feel that way. Nicest guy in the world, dude. He's so welcoming and so giving and just wants everybody to have fun. But, like, they walk out with, like, 7 or 8 wagons, and you tell, like, some of the dudes with them don't really want to do it. And so Travis walks up to you and says, hey, bro, you want to do a downhill wagon race? What are you going to say to Travis? Nah, I think I'm going to sit it out.
Not going to happen.
Me? Yes.
Total.
Knew in advance how it was going to go, but still, bro, in his freaking driveway has got to be 30, 40-degree incline, and we start at the top. Wagons. You ever drove wagons when you was little and you get a tank slap going trying to drive it with the handle? No recovering from them tank slaps. You're going to concrete every time.
That's dude. Why do you got to say it like that? You're gonna do it with us, right? Yes, I am. Yes, I am.
Thought I was fixing to say no to him. Heck, no, dude, we're going. But it's like that from the moment we got there. When we pulled up, they were like, "Hey, can you move your trailer? We're fixing to jump this Power Wheels over all of these lined up toys and land on that down ramp." So I'm like, I guess. And then they get that away and like, "Hey, let's do a downhill race with these." And it's like, all right, cool. Like, we're all skin up. Like, hey, let's go have a pit bike race, dude. And it just never freaking ends with them, dude. The place is out of control.
So, dude, that means we're gonna have to come up. We might have to do. You might have to do something. I'll bring something. What is the challenge gonna be between my guys and your guys out in Sand Hollow? Forget the event. I mean, we might have to bring a little competition. Right?
Oh, yeah.
Forget Can-Ams. Forget Jeeps. I'm talking something that we can all partake in, that we can buy somewhere like a Walmart. Oh, dude.
I say we put a challenge out there and like let somebody else pick something that's out of my comfort zone. Obviously not mud for me. Obviously not rock for you, but something that we meet up and we have to compete at. Either something that's still definitely not a foot race, nothing on two wheels.
Yeah.
Like something to where like, all right, dude, like this is the common grounds. It's out of both of our comfort zones. We got to figure this out.
Well, we might have to see if anyone else has any ideas for us out there. By the way, if anybody has any questions, reach out, put a comment in. Kyle, my media guy, is watching. Actually, Kyle, right now, do you have any questions for us?
Yeah, so Jacob on YouTube wants to know, when is your next race for both you guys?
So my next actual race is I'm going to do that Best in the Desert Parker something. Blue Water Challenge in October. Sorry, the Best in Desert thing for me is new. We're gonna skip the 500 and the 1,000 this year, and we're just gonna focus around the United States, just with everything going on. Just trying to be a little bit safer for my family. But we are doing the Parker Best in Desert race. What about you, Justin?
So we are getting ready for a big Glen Helen race that is about 3 weeks away. So we're third in points for the championship right now. And so we're right outside. That's without the drop race, but we're right outside winning a championship this year. And so it's in the Best in the Desert race series. And the next race is like 3 weekends away at Glen Helen Raceway. And I'm the opposite of you. Like, I'm not trying to stay safe. I don't have no family, bro. I'm going for it. I'm not wearing a mask. I'll travel the country and race anybody, anytime I'm racing.
Are you?
And the car is basically ready, bro.
Oh yeah, no, it looks like it's ready to go.
I mean, we need to put suspension on it and then door panels, but it's basically
totally ready to go. Now, for that, what was I going to say? Basically for you in the race, is that how many races do you have left in the season?
We have 2 more races. So I'm racing the same race that you're racing. I'm racing the Blue Water. And then we have that Glen Helen race in 3 weeks. And like, that's the season ends. So it's me, Phil, Blurton, Mitch Guthrie, Jr., stacked up in the top 3. And so
winner take all.
Right now it's nobody can make a mistake.
Oof,
you know what I mean?
That's awesome. Anything else, Kyle?
Yeah, so he also followed up with, what do you guys think about the 4-seat Can-Ams?
Oh, we never talked about the 2021 Can-Ams.
Yeah.
On the experience, but real quick, I love 4-seater. Look, I got 2 boys. I strap car seats in, and then basically they're they have their 5-point harness in their car seat. I got them HAC helmets, had them all PCI, wired them in. I got the whole intercom stereo. Wife can sit in the passenger seat. I got the roof rack. I got ice chest in the back, spare tire. I got windows on that thing, dude.
You basically went down the Pet Boys aisle and just scraped everything off.
I mean, I got Lexan windows on the side. I got the glass window in the front. I got a windshield wiper for it. I got a Rockford Fosgate stereo. You say it like that, you're right. I'm the guy that in a Jeep guy, I'd be like, who is this guy? He didn't even probably drive that thing in the dirt. But yeah, I love it. The extra length for me is honestly with a family, having that extra length really makes it feel safe where, you can get going so fast in a Can-Am that, even with 4 people in it, 4 adults, can still do 80 miles an hour, right? Even stock. And that's the crazy part is that, dude, having that extra length. And for myself, I always run the wide car. And for myself, it really just makes it makes it for me to be able to drive fast, let my kids in the back have a blast. But knowing that the car, it's going to be very hard to get that thing to kick and really want to go up, ass end over tea kettle. So for me, like, I really am a big fan of that extra length. So, that's my take on the F4 seater.
And I tend to agree with you. Like, I'm a 2-foot driver. I like to run wild. I like to get the car crossed up a lot. So for sure, with not having kids or a family, like, I love my 2-seater. But one of my first best in the desert cars one of my X3 desert cars is a 4-seater. And what's crazy is how capable they are, how nice they drive, and how much fun they are. So like when we go out to Glamis and Can-Am's like, hey, okay, pick a rig. Like, I'm like, oh man, I'll drive the 4-seater with a couple of people in it and we'll just cruise because they drive so nice. And like, bro, you can run up Olds Hill and like the cars will run like that. So
absolutely.
Just because you have the added wheelbase, it's not that much slower or less capable. But for sure, like you said, it handles better. It doesn't kick out on you. And you can run comfortably with 3 other people, man, and have a blast in it. So I'm a fan of the handling and driving of a 4-seater for sure.
What do you, by the way, so now that we're on this, so just so everyone knows, the 2021 Can-Am is coming, and we got to do this year, basically with all the COVID stuff, we got to do the behind-the-scenes unveiling of the 2021 Can-Am, and I just drove it at my house, and we did a little bit of it in the desert, and the suspension is totally radical, and I'm like a big fan of that because I think it makes it enjoyable for the guy that is truly an end user, and all he wants to do is enjoy it and not go out there and tune shocks because he doesn't know what he's doing and go the wrong way and make the thing so goofy, which it is very easy to do that on some Can-Am matter because, man, I got the compression this way, the rebound this way, and high speed and low speed, and I spring rates, and my buddy told me to let air out of the shocks and, so forth. So having the settings truly makes it an amazing Can-Am in that aspect. But one of the things that, for me, like, that I don't, and maybe I'm just getting older, but that stereo system that they put in those cars.
Yeah.
Oh my God. Having a switch, Bluetooth, that thing, I mean, it rattled my teeth out of my mouth. And the thing was like, dude, this is what it's turning into. It's got different multicolored lights inside the stereo system. That thing was sweet. And for me, the tan color, like, I'm a big fan of that. I think they did a great job on the 2021 Can-Am.
I will say Can-Am has made a really good push to adapt cars and listen to what people are wanting. So you see it in like Jeep. Jeep has been great about making Jeeps really capable for what people want. Like the new JL, we have one that we just built with a 2-inch lift. They open the fender wells up so you can clear like 38s and 40 with a 2-inch lift with no rub.
You got a Rubicon?
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah, you're ready to go for 38s. No problem.
Yeah, it clears 38s with like a 2-inch lift. But Can-Am has done similar to what Jeep has done is they're listening to what people want. So like that new stereo roof you're talking about, I've got one on my car sitting over there in the corner.
How'd you get one?
Dude,
once again.
I mean, I don't have mine yet.
B team.
I'm waiting on mine to come in. I mean, but it's got 4 8-inch speakers, like built-in amplifier. Can-Am has really listened to what people want, and it also translates into what is new for the 2021, which is the new smart shocks, which is live valving. It adjusts on the fly. And the big thing, their big claim to fame, which like I can attest to it. We donkey kick this thing. By donkey kick, I mean G out and stand it up on the nose. Can-Am is the only shock, and they teamed up with Fox for this to control compression and rebound with the electronic live valving. And so that just tells you like they're listening to people. They know they're taking these X3s, and you saw me out at that track sending it freaking 75 and 80 foot, bro, and bombing these big tabletops on a showroom stock car. But then it goes down to like, I don't know, comfort or plush mode or whatever it is, comfort mode, I think. Dude, and it's like you could take your grandma for a ride, and man, it rides so good. But that's what's cool to me in the UTV industry, man, and where they're moving is they're starting to listen to people, and they're making these cars so it's best for the end user. It's got factory lockers. They've got that RC edition that comes with lockers and winch and UHMW skids and like all this stuff, man. They're stepping it up, and it's cool. It's cool to be a part of that and see that, which is what we've done for the past 10 years is all UTV. So you see that progression, man. It's really cool.
You know where the RC came from, right? It's, Can-Am, Can-Am RC, and then it's Casey Ray Curry. I didn't know if you knew that.
I didn't.
Just
hey,
saying.
can you fact check that, Josh? Can you fact check?
Yeah.
Yeah, let's get that checked real quick.
So, Kyle, we got any more questions?
Yeah, so Can-Am's got two-parter for
Can-Am?
Sand Hollow. Yep, Can-Am's watching.
Oh, boy.
Just like you guys were saying, they were watching.
Oh, boy. I didn't say anything.
So, two-parter for Sand Hollow, their idea is an ultimate challenge of Dustin Jones has to cook dinner for you, and you have to cook dinner for him, and see who's the better cook.
Oh.
I already got a dish in mind, cuz we're eating some codmouth snake, deep fried, alligator tail, one that I caught myself, deep fried. Then just like you got to go crawfish, bro. We're from Louisiana. You got to go crawfish. Even though they're out of season right now, we'll go to like the Chinese buffet and pick some up.
Funny you say that, dude. That's actually my. Go ahead and you can take this because my party for next year. Every year at the Hammers, I do a party. This year I did a smoked pig, 150-pound pig. I found a place that you can buy Louisiana, whatever you want to call it, the whole fixin'. Like you can buy the bag pre-seasoned. All you got to do is dump it into a broiler, and then you can make a feast for like 20, 30, 50, 100 people. That is
just easy, huh?
I'm doing it on the lake. It's that easy. You buy the whole kit, you freeze it, they ship it out, you put it in there, you stir it, done.
They make such a big deal out of crawfish bowls if it's just that easy.
But I will say, dude, if you want to do a cook-off on the, man, I hope everyone from Can-Am is actually coming, dude. I mean, for myself, yes, dude.
Put it down. Let's do it. Say, I'll host a dinner night, dude, and then you cook one.
100%. Oh, man.
You can't be bringing in no sidekicks to cook.
No.
Aproned up, you know what I mean? That white, goofy mushroom hat, and I want you just freaking getting it, dude.
I will, dude. I love cooking, dude. That is a great idea, Can-Am. Thank you so much, because the challenge accepted. Once again, I'm actually doing a 30-day diet right now because I've gained some lbs in this whole COVID thing. Got a little swell going on in the gut. So right now I'm drinking like fizz sticks and water, and my wife's got me eating celery and carrots, and dude, I'm not to sell like an R-bomb, but basically doing an R-bomb right now. So, dude, I was
just about to say that because I haven't seen you in a month or so, dude. We haven't talked much lately because of everything that we both had going on. Bro, you're starting to look healthy. Like you're starting to put on some weight around your neck.
Well, was it bad that I had to I couldn't zip my suit up? So what I did, I took both zippers, and then I took both zippers and started about middle chest and then zipped up. How you got you got two zippers on a
you zip to the middle and then you zip down.
That's right. So I was like, it's time to regroup, focus, and 2021 is going to be a better year. Kyle, what else you got?
Okay, so also Can-Am, real question here is when is the Defender build-off going to happen? And that they're saying two defenders, $10,000 budget, mud ride / race, winner takes the pink slips.
Oh, why we got to see that? That's actually, I'm going to say that ain't fair because I'm not an expert. I almost have my first Defender built. It's done. Dude, I cannot wait to unveil this thing. I'm super excited. Obviously, it's just S3 suspension with basically 37-inch tires and yeah. But no, honestly, dude, I'm ready. Maybe that might be something we bring out to. I don't know if we could bring that out to Sand Hollow.
That's not a trail here. That's a mud event.
That's going to be a mud event. I don't know if, well, here's the deal. Or do we not do a mud event, but we bring him someplace that's like snow maybe? And because it's almost to the point, it's October. We're super close to getting colder.
You know what I'm still stuck on, dude, that you and I talked about a couple months ago, and this guy is us doing like a triathlon. So we build a rig that's got to do mud, rocks, and snow. Or mud, rocks, and sand.
There you go.
Then winner takes all, bro, and I'm gonna take your bike. So.
Oh, dude, but I would like to get like low blow in the dry. Dude, if I could get like low blow 2 at home to go alongside mine.
Get that up, dude. That will stay here. Matter of fact, do I just just need to go and tell you what color I want that Defender since I'm going to be taking.
Oh man, that would be a killer. Dude, honestly, the triathlon thing would be great because I think if you could build one unit that you're not allowed to modify, only maybe repair. I don't even know if you're allowed to repair unless you have the product already on the unit.
Limited budget.
Limited budget. Limited budget. Maybe it's only what you can buy through the catalog of Can-Am, you know, because obviously their product line is unbelievable. That's accessories for my Dadmobile, the Daddy Missile there.
But I mean, I'm sponsored by S3, so I don't have to buy those products. So can I use those? I have to buy them.
Hey, I'm putting in my resume tomorrow. I need sponsorship.
All of a sudden, Casey's like, bro, can you put me on payroll? Like $6 an hour, I'm good.
I can put I have 1,100 followers, and I'll put the sticker on the car, and I'll tag you twice a year.
Every race resume that I get every day.
I know all about that as well. But yeah, I mean, dude, yes, we need to do something. A challenge like that is unbelievable. Mud being the only thing makes it heartbreaking for me because I know that you're probably better than me, just like you're saying. But I would love to make that Defender go. How do we take that Defender from the mud? And, I mean, maybe we have to go climb Chocolate Thunder in it.
Oh, hey. I've already got one in mind. Matter of fact, if you can't see that curtain back there, I've already got one ready to build. You say the word, I'll have mine ready.
Mine already has a winch on it. I'm ready to go. So if we had to use a winch on it, I'm ready to go. I just don't want to scratch my wheels. Man, KMC made me them new wheels. I don't know if I really want to put them wheels are bad on that thing.
See, I'm the exact opposite, bro. I build my stuff to beat on it, except my one Jeep. That one Jeep I don't build to beat. Everything else I own, I build it to beat on it, dude. So I will take the paint off my wheels, loading it on the trailer, just so I'm like, bro, they're scuffed. Let's do this.
Oh man! All right, well, we'll bring that on. Kyle, what else you got?
So Steven wants to know what's it like riding in the swamp with like snakes, gators, turtles. What do you got out there?
By the way, real quick,
I heard last week you guys had some gnarly stuff going on.
And real quick, everybody needs to watch Dustin's adventures on the weekends, dude. The crap they get themselves into is not normal. Take it away, Dustin. What do you?
It seems normal, but you've been down here with us. Like, you let me drive the rental car. What was the first question I asked?
I know. By the way, I'm never getting insurance again. I will. First, you're not driving it. Second, I don't have insurance on it.
That's my first question every time. Does this thing have full coverage on it? But so yes, to answer his question, yes, that is a normal thing for us. So if you go back and look at my Instagram from just a week ago, we released a video that we went riding on some property that I grew up on. And so it's literally run through the holes, like take your time a few times, scare all the snakes out of the holes, and then start hitting them wide open, like in the holes. But what you'll see in the video, we ran through this hole 4, 5, 6 times, like no problems. I had already gone out of it. We were sitting up on top. One of our buddies rolls the hill. So it's like a mud hole, a creek into a steep climb. So you got to kind of get lined up. So he pulls up the hill, rolls back down to line up. When he does, there's a big hill right beside him. Flips him over, turns his four-wheeler over in the water hole. So no freaking big deal. We're all laughing, having a good time. He jumps up, starts picking up on the bike to try to flip it back over. But if you zoom in on the right corner, there is a monster water moccasin that comes out of the grass that we've been driving through and walking around in for 15 minutes. Starts coming out, ends up in the water with him and swims right by him.
Are they poisonous?
Huh?
Are they poisonous?
Dude, they're super poisonous. And they're really aggressive too. It's like the most aggressive. It's like the only snake that will come after you.
Oh God.
And so we've had them. We've been on rides before. 2 things have happened to me. We went on a ride one night through the swamp trail, cool place to ride. And so your headlights go underwater. You're in and out. Whenever your headlights would get flush with the water, you can see snakes moving out, going into the bushes. And so we did that trail one night, and we got in a real deep spot that we had to rock back and forth a couple times. So it's like chest deep. You've been in those holes with us. It's like steering wheel deep when you're sitting here side by side. So we pull up out of the hole, stop just for a minute to hang out with everybody. Somebody pulls up beside me, so we have headlights. There's a water moccasin in the floorboard of my side-by-side beside the brake pedal and gas pedal, just sitting there, dude.
Are you wearing your boots and everything?
That night it was hot, so we were in shorts.
Nope.
Dude. we were wearing cleats and freaking shorts. And so you give up instantly you're giving up your side by side. That belongs to that snake. That's no longer yours.
I'm now wearing the boot. Now I got to wear the what do you call those? The skins or whatever.
Waiter, the
gators. I'm now, if it's 98 degrees outside and everyone else, all the ladies are in bikinis, I'm going to be in full gators and a sweatshirt.
No, you have to ride that way whenever it gets cool outside. So the other crazy story you have is this was way back, like before S3, back when we were just mud riding for fun. We had these little crappy four-wheelers. And so we get down. It actually was the same ravine from the video where the snake was. Me and a couple of buddies were down there. It was late at night. Like we were probably, 14, 15 years old before we get our driver's license. We were riding back there. And so we're crossing this creek, like running all through it. It's kind of flooded back in there. And so like we run through and we're trying to climb the hill and you can't quite get up the hill. So like we try it 2 or 3 times. And son of a gun, if there wasn't an alligator on the top of the hill, and when we drop the front tires in, he tears off through the grass and runs down the edge of the ravine into the water, gone like that. But like we didn't know he was there until he freaking hits the water and then he's gone. So yes, it's a regular occurrence. Like there's alligators, there's poisonous snakes. Like that's just part of our riding. And Josh can tell you, like he's with us filming. There's never been a time that we've gone out in the summertime that we didn't see some snakes.
Yeah, no, you always see them, man. Like, especially that one spot where we grew up. Last year, we did a rip sesh.
Yes.
And no one believed, like, remember, no one believed that
yeah,
we were
that's
actually where the cottonmouths were.
Yeah.
And it's like legitimately caught cottonmouths on video.
So both times we shot videos back where we grew up, like monster water moccasins. So yeah, to answer his questions, it's kind of normal. It's not that big of a deal. Like the snakes we'll grab, we'll get them out of the way. Alligators, we don't mess with when we're riding, dude. They will freaking tear you to pieces.
Yeah, well, I'm going to stay away from all that.
I think there was one at Muddy Gras when we were there.
Muddy, I don't even know. Yeah, not my jam, dude. I'm a California kid, man. Rattlesnakes, and even at that, barely see them. Too much. Well, hey, dude, Dustin, it was great having you on. Thank you so very much for joining me on Driving Line. Dude, amazing time. But, dude, I just realized that we basically went over about 40 minutes just chatting. Couple weeks, we'll see you at Trail Hero. Kick some butt at the Best in Desert event in Glen Helen. Hey, let everyone know where they can find you if they want to find you on social media.
Absolutely, man, and I appreciate the opportunity, dude. And so to find me, you can find me on Facebook and Instagram at Dustin Battleaxe Jones. That came back from way back in the cage fighting days before I was racing professionally. I was cage fighting. But also you can go check out our S3 Racing page, our S3 Power Sports page, where we build all these crazy side-by-sides. We go out and race. We shoot videos. We post up all the time. Our YouTube, all of that is at S3 Power Sports, man. So plenty of avenues to follow us, keep up with us, and we're always doing something crazy.
Awesome, man. Once again, thank you guys. Thanks everyone out there. Driving Line Nitto Tires. I appreciate everything you guys do for myself. And, man, we'll be back next week. See you guys later.
See you, buddy.